You're listening to the Azeroth Times Classic. I'm Chris, and with me is Brandon.
What's going on, guys?
So, I've been working out in the heat. Actually, been working. I didn't. I was on vacation again, like I was last week. I kind of missed it, but kind of really didn't. But, So, what have you been up to?
Not work.
What? Yeah.
Not at all.
Well,
I haven't really done anything.
it's too hot outside to really even be out there.
Yeah. I was going to go to the lake, but decided not to.
Alright, so, update. Ban is still suspension. So, I can't really call it a ban anymore because it's not a ban, it's a suspension. December 11th when I can use my account again. But now I'm not so afraid to use my other account because since they told me that, it was other players that turned me in. Anyways. So, I actually raided this week. Brought in my shaman. I talked to them about coming back. And they're like, yeah, probably your priest because it's more geared. I'm like, okay. So I worked on my priest for like an hour, 2 hours. I can't remember how long. About had the priest ready. Just in case they needed me for that night. And they're like, hey, yeah, you can bring your shaman. Or we want your shaman. You just had to do it. Yeah, so I logged over to my shaman and immediately got invited to raid and somebody summoned me. I'm like, no. I cannot go yet. I haven't checked my glyphs. I haven't got any flask. I wasn't worried about food buffs. But, I didn't have nothing. Didn't have my rotation. Didn't even look it up. I didn't even double check my talents, which I still haven't done. Because I might have done that a while back ago. Somebody else might have done it. I don't know. Because I haven't even looked at it. So, I don't know what's going on. So, I bought my glyphs. Got some flask. They invited me again. Or, I'm sorry. Didn't invite. They summoned me again. So, I was like, okay. So, I took the summons. Applied my glyphs. Looked up my rotation. And off we went. Like, oh, joy.
That goes.
Yeah. Let's just say I sucked at the beginning, but I actually did a blue parse on 2 bosses. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I haven't looked at parses because I don't really care.
Yeah, I don't either, but I just want to see how I did since just practically going without even looking. So I was curious if I was getting better, but that shaman had a 4,200 gear score. I think it's got like a 4,400 gear score. In fact, she 4,375. So I'm thinking about buying some gear. I'm waiting on somebody to pay me back
Sure, you know.
so I can use some of that gold. You know anybody owes me some gold?
I don't know anyone.
I'll just give you a hard time.
You know that you have more than enough to purchase whatever it is you
I
need.
know. But
I could make every bit of some stuff.
I need to look in the guild bank see if there's anything because I was told I can get a couple pieces if I need it. So I might have you look later. That way, now that I've looked up, I totally know I was doing wrong. I was doing some stuff from TBC and it kind of changed from TBC. So
Yeah, it's straight up lightning bolt and then lava lash.
yeah,
And lightning bolt some more. And
Well,
lava lash some more.
flame shock.
Oh yeah, with an occasional flame shock. And then you summon your right before they're going to call for heroism. You summon your.
Doesn't flame
fire
shock
attack.
make your lava burst crit?
I believe so.
Yeah. If
But
your
I mean,
flame
really-
shock is on target, lava burst will deal a critical strike. Yeah. So it's
But I
not,
don't know.
it's
I
not
haven't
every
looked
once
up
in a while. So
I haven't looked up the raid, what the raid spec is or anything like that to look at their talents to see anything.
yeah.
I was going to do that, but I was like, well, that's a lot of stuff to look up right now. I don't feel like it.
It's more or less flame shock, lava burst, and lightning.
But I mean,
and if you're getting low on mana, thunderstorm.
what I really need to do is just move my shaman over here. That's level 70, and just play him from 70 to 80 as elemental, and just get some elemental gear for him, and then see what the rotation's like as well.
Yeah.
Just so I know.
So yeah. Oh yeah. You got to keep elemental mastery up every 3 minutes.
Yeah, they probably have weak arrows and all that stuff for that.
Well, elemental mastery is just your next lightning bolt, chain lightning, or lava burst spell becomes an instant cast spell. And you gain 15% spell haste for 15 seconds.
Oh, is it 3-minute cooldown?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Huh. That's what you would want to blow on. Depending on how long the fight lasts, you can blow that right off the bat.
Yeah.
And have it back up by the end of the fight. But in most fights, you save that for when you use heroism.
Yeah, I was going to say, put that up with heroism. Yeah.
Your lightning bolts should. I don't know. You might, depending on how much haste you have, you might clip your gold.
And do not get Wind Shear and Wind Fury weapon confused. They look exactly the same. So, yeah, don't do that. Yeah, in fact, the raid leader said something about me using Wind Fury weapon instead of Wind Shear. But, you know, yeah. Enough of talking about me. Let's talk about what you did. What'd you do in the game?
Old War,
And?
TOGC, just normal though.
Alright.
Alright. But
I heard you full cleared it.
Yeah, we one-shot all the bosses, I think.
Did you
that
use
night.
all that knowledge you did with the podcast?
Well, actually, I actually was reminding Vince of a couple of things that he had missed throughout, like when he was explaining bosses and such. I'd listen, and he'd be explaining the bosses. I'd be like, wait, you forgot this mechanic, or remember you can do this on this guy, and so on and so forth. Just kind of
cool.
not trying to lead the raid, but
Just
being that guy.
Yeah, try to be helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, being that guy who did a lot. I mean, they've all done research. They did the PTR. I didn't do the PTR with them. I didn't do.
So it was good that,
like that, but yeah.
it's good that you, even though they weren't wanting to bring you because you didn't do the PTR, but you're still helpful. So.
Oh yeah, and they just. I think their biggest thing is they want to do. And I think if we would have all did PTR, we might have done heroic. Maybe hard modes,
Yeah.
but since we all didn't do PTR, they just wanted to clear it in normal for everybody.
Just to
see.
get a feel for it, yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Which-
That's a good idea. Yeah.
It's really not that hard. The place is pretty. I mean, we smashed through it pretty quick.
That's good.
And we went and done Onyxia before that, and smashed our face in for old time's sake. We got many whelps left side, handled it now. But we had quite a few whelps come out because somebody wasn't paying attention.
What?
They got knocked into the whelp cave.
Alright.
But hell, I just turned around and did a hurricane,
Yeah.
and they pretty much died.
So, I think that's pretty much it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing dungeons and stuff like that, like beta dungeons,
Oh.
which we'll talk about.
Yeah. We'll
But
definitely
I've been
get into
doing-
that later, yeah.
I've been doing those, getting the side reel essence and stuff like that, just because I want to get some of the gear that drops off of the vendor for side reel essence.
Alright, well, on that note, let's go ahead and get into the hot fixes. On the 20th, Tuesday, two of the classes got some changes. The Mage, ice armor should no longer fall off when players have either rank 1 or rank 2 of Frost Warding. That's good. Warrior, Blood Frenzy should now fall off when Deep Wounds falls off the target. That's helpful, yeah. And then in Ulduar Yogg-Saron, Guardians of Yogg-Saron will once again spawn normally during Phase 1.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. They were spawning really fast.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. A lot faster than what they normally would.
People don't know on camera. I looked over here at you, and I was like, because I was waiting on you to, because I didn't know nothing about it, so.
Yeah.
All right, and then on the 23rd, which was Thursday, yesterday for us.
No, the 21st.
Friday.
The 21st, they had a few things.
This one says 23rd. I'm telling to talk about the 23rd one. I didn't see anything on 21st.
Yeah, it's when the Midsummer Festival showed up.
Hey, well, on the 21st, Midsummer Festival started. There, how's that?
And the 22nd.
On the 23rd, Rathalich Dungeons and Raids, Ugar Pinnacle, Ugar Keep. Fixed an issue where Fire Blast on Titan Rune Protocol beta difficulty was occasionally doing 10 damage instead of 10% of a player's max health.
That's good.
Yeah. I'd rather do 10 damage instead of 10%. What do you think?
That's funny.
Just seeing 10 damage, like, oh, what?
Yeah, well, what's that?
Something's tickled.
Whatever.
Is there a fly? And PvP mercenary mode for Isle of Conquest has been disabled.
Huh. Oh, okay. If you say so. If you say so, George. Oh, because I think they're fixing to do the whole new PvP season thing. This should be coming out.
Do you have the Frost Lord of Hoon thing up?
No, because I didn't. I mean, I just know that you kill him. You go in there, you pick the quest up at the beginning of Slave Pens, you run through up until where you'll see the area right when you run into it. It's kind of when it opens up into the cave. You run through it, you run down a little corridor or a little hallway thing, and it opens up into a big cave.
Bring that up and talk about it, because it won't let me. I'm trying and trying and trying. It's not letting me bring it up.
Okay.
My computer's lagging.
Okay, so Blizzard pushed a hotfix for Wrath Classic, addressing an issue from Frostlord to Hoon in heroic difficulty of the Slave Pit. Hey y'all, here are today's hotfixes. On the 21st, there was the quest for Midsummer Fire Festival. They fixed an issue where the heroic version of the Slave Pens had a Hoon and related creatures set to level 80 instead of level 70. The intention is that level 80 players are to go into the normal difficulty dungeon to fight the level 80 version of a Hoon.
Yeah.
So people were trying to do it on heroic, and everything was just all haywire. What you do is you just go into Slave Pens on normal mode. There's a quest you pick up at the very beginning of it. I mean, at level 80, you can sneak past pretty much every mob. Just walk past them. You really don't have to fight any. But if you do, they take a couple of hits. They're dead because they're like level 70. And then you walk down through the little, I don't know, I call it like a hallway, but it's just leading into the cave. Actually, the mouth of it opens up into a big room, and there's the lady that you're supposed to find right there. And you turn the quest in, and then she has a blue exclamation point over her head because it's a daily quest. You can go in as a group, and you can summon a Hoon 5 times. Now, we were having a problem with anybody having the quest in their log. It was messing up, so what we were doing was we weren't accepting the quest at all. We were just letting one person at a time, accept it and complete it. And then the crystal would be spawned again, so each person could do it. But you fight him you summon him 5 times and fight him and kill him. He's an ad boss. I mean, he just sits there and summons ads for a while, and then he becomes exposed. And then once he becomes exposed, or once he becomes whatever, you do damage to the crystal or whatever, and then if you don't kill it fast enough, he pops back up and you go through ad phasing. But once you kill him, he drops to the chest, and it has a back piece in it. It's not bad.
Well, cool.
And you can also get tabards and pets and a scythe for transmog.
Scythe?
Yes, for transmog. I got to get one on the warlock for transmog.
What in the foobar?
Yeah, foobar.
Alright, so since we talked about TOGC a while ago, the world first Nubarak kill was from Progress.
Progress.
Alright, that's enough about that. It won't let me bring it up either. So
Pagel on Pagel, it was gotten by the boys for Realm First.
oh, cool. I don't know why my. Alright, so Trial of the Crusader is now live. We've already more or less talked about all the strategy guys on them. Not really going to get into the loot because you can just bring up whatever so you can figure out what you need, because it'll take forever for us to go through every single one of them. Then we also have realm transfers no longer restricted on Benediction and Grobulus, as well as EU realm Gehannes. Yeah, that one.
They're the most populated servers.
Yeah. There's some Midsummer Fire Festival guides out. Do we want to go to Argent Crusade Tribute Chest Wars and Trial of Great Crusader?
No, that's the loot for doing the dungeon. For doing the raid.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that's different about it really is there's a trophy that you get from killing each boss in there, and with those trophies you can trade in the trophy plus a certain amount of badges and get a higher grade piece of tier gear than if you just were to buy the tier gear with badges.
Yeah.
You can't say buy the tier gear with badges and then go out and trade that plus the trophy like you could in ICC. You actually have to buy the piece of tier gear with the badges as well as having the trophy on you for the piece to be upgraded.
Okay.
Otherwise, you just buy the piece of gear, and then later when you get a trophy, when you can win one, then you take that trophy and you have to buy it again and spend the Triumph badges again. Which you can. Triumph badges aren't that hard to get. Like if you do the daily heroic each day, you get pretty much 5 from doing the daily heroic each day. So, I mean, you can get them from doing those.
Okay. Well, I don't think there's anything else. Is there anything else? Are we missing anything?
I don't think unless not from anything that's happened as far as, so we know they put out TOGC or whatever. Now, we can't talk about the Titan Rune dungeons.
Oh,
and what they
yeah.
do.
I was thinking there was something. That's why I was asking, because I was like, there's something else. I'm going to let you talk about that because I'm having problems bringing up stuff. I don't know why. So I'll let you talk about maybe the differences and what's going on in Plus Plus.
Alright, so I'll just kind of read a little bit of what this website says. Blizzard has decided to add a huge catch-up mechanic in Phase 3, which is called the Titan Rune Beta Mode. If you go into any heroic dungeon and activate the mysterious device, the enemies in the dungeon will get a do affix modifier, and your reward for clearing it with beta mode active will be 10 normal Le- 10-man Alduar normal gear, as well as a currency to buy hard mode gear from the new event. You'll be getting conquest emblems from every boss, as well as 5 emblems of triumph from the daily quest. So, okay, so here's what it is, kind of. The new affixes in Titan Rune beta dungeons. What are they going to do? Things like that. So, like Arcane Ruin, there's one. These are the different runes they'll have, and I'll tell you which dungeons get which rune. So you have an Arcane Rune, which is 120% extra health or HP and 40% damage. Blood Ruin is 180% HP and 40% damage. Shadow Ruin, 120% HP, 40% damage. Plague Rune, 120% HP and 40% damage. Titan Rune is 580% HP with 40 damage. Gladiator Rune is 120% HP, 40% damage, and Frost Rune is 120 HP, 120% HP, and 40% damage. So Arcane Rune dungeons. Those are like Violet Hold, the Nexus, the Oculus. They have mirror images, and these mirror images cast arcane missiles. You can use a targeting macro, and they take one shot. Like I can kill them with a Moonfire. There's Arcane Tempo, 5% haste, and mana for 30 seconds, up to 30%. The Arcane Rune set of dungeons, they're just mainly mirror images. Okay, so you got Utgard dungeons, which are Utgard Keep and Utgard Pinnacle. They have Glaciate, which you got to move out of the icy stuff on the ground. You just got to keep moving. Fire Blast. You have to walk into the ice to remove it. 10% of your hit points are taken every second for 10 seconds, and you got to walk onto the trail that somebody uses that they make with the ice buff. You got to walk onto it to remove it. So, they have the same frost rune modifiers, which is Glaciate, and it works the same. There's also the fire buff. So yeah, the fire debuff is the new one that they added. So Plague Rune for Calling a Stratholme. Enemy attacks supply plague disease. The zombies are bigger than small zombies. They're called big zombies. You have a holy hand grenade, which you throw at a scourged enemy or a zombie to return them to their human form. Move to a Calling of Stratholme. Let's see. They added the zombie attacks to randomly affect someone with a plague. After 1 minute, they'll turn into a zombie and you'll have to kill them. A holy box. Just use the holy water from the boxes of the entrance of any disease. Pretty easy stuff. The Shadow Rune, that's in the Azul Narub dungeons. It just wraps you in a web, so you can't leave your healer wrapped. Storm Peaks dungeons, like Halls of Stone, Halls of Lightning. If you can maintain, now this is the funnest dungeons I've found so far. If you can maintain 100 stacks of your type energy, it's 100% damage increase, and you get the Yogg 4 light buffs, which are like the movement speed, different buffs from Yogg 4 light. The buff stacks more quickly in bigger packs, and you can stop casting attendees to gain sanity. So, like, there's these, what are they called? Tentacles that come out of the ground, and every time you hit them, you lose sanity. So you don't want to hit those, or you'll lose sanity. Let's see, and it does increases your damage up to 100%. You get the 4 light buffs, and it increases mana regen and health. And I've never seen anybody run out of mana when they've had it. Gundrak, Drakthrin Keep, they have the Blood Rune, 100% lifesteal. The mobs are in the the red stuff. But they added a thing with the beta to where the tank can get this, I don't know, there's a pot on the ground that has it's like a green, it's called a witch's brew. And it negates the blood pools, and it turns them into poisoning pools, and that do damage to the minions, so, or the mobs in there. Gladiator Rune. We got the Gladiator Rune. This dungeon spawns power buffs like Berserking, which increases damage. But overall, the buffs didn't feel like they were helping much with this dungeon, so they felt like that one was the hardest so far. the gladiator room dungeons, which it doesn't say which ones they are. Some of the mobs will have it. So it's not that bad, really. They're pretty easy. The loot tables are really pretty decent. You get one next 10 item and one Old War 10 item. So then you get side reel essence, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you can buy with side reel essence. Most expensive things are like 38, and those are for your weapons that come out of the Old War 10 man hard mode. And then you have like your Crusader orbs for 3, and then they got a few other things. So you get side reel essence from those for killing the last boss, and actually they're not too bad. You do need to be decently geared. You don't want to go in there just like a fresh 80 or anything. But with just a little bit of gear, you can go in there and do them pretty much no problem. Not too bad.
Okay. I think that is it for this week, then.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a. I mean, yeah, we've been doing stuff, but I mean, we talked about what we did.
Yeah.
Just kind of raided, did our stuff.
Yep. And I do admit I missed raiding. Glad I'm back. I don't care what you think. I
Just
think I did
gotta get you
all
in
right compared to what I could have done.
Right.
I'll do better this week if they let me go. I'll be kind of pissed they don't. You didn't do very good last week. Well, no shit, Sherlock. So, alright, unless you have anything else, I think that's it.
Don't think I do.
Alright. So, until next week.
Do you want to do push-ups? I'm doing push-ups.
Robert, go to your room. I'm doing podcast. He told you to run by end. Alright, so until next week, have fun playing the game.
As always.